So, welcome to lecture number 3. Lecture number 3, that is Carnot vapor power cycle. So, Carnot vapor power cycle. So, I will show you the syllabus. So, in this topic, today we will discuss the Carnot vapor power cycle. It is a part of module number 3 and drawbacks as a reference cycle, and as well as comparison of Carnot and Rankine cycle. So all these three topics we will discuss in a single derivation and single concept, single explanation. So all three topics will be covered. So I have written here Carnot vapor power cycle. In some students' mind, again one doubt has been arrived. What is that doubt is, sir, in the module number 1 we considered Carnot cycle. In the module number 2 also we studied Carnot cycle. For example, I will write here in the module 1 is air standard cycles. This is a chapter already we have covered, air standard cycles. So in air standard cycles, for example, petrol engine works on the principle of Otto cycle. So diesel engine also we studied. Diesel engine works on the principle of diesel cycle. And dual cycle you have studied, dual cycle, and we studied Stirling cycle as well. Stirling cycle. And dear students, all these four cycles are practical cycles. So these two all are practical cycles. We will write here practical cycles. So petrol engine, diesel engine, dual cycle, Stirling cycles are practical cycles. For all these four cycles, the reference cycle is Carnot air standard cycle. Reference cycle is Carnot air standard cycle. Understood? Similarly, in module number 2, that is chapter 2, module 2, so gas turbine plant we discussed, gas turbine plant. So gas turbine plant or gas turbine cycle works on the principle of which cycle? That is Brayton cycle. Understood? All gas turbine power plants are working on the principle of Brayton cycle, and it is a practical cycle. This is practical cycle. So reference cycle for Brayton cycle is again Carnot gas power cycle. So gas power cycles. Similarly, in this chapter, in module number 3, that is vapor power cycle, I will write here module number 3, vapor power cycle. Module 3, vapor power cycles. All vapor power cycles or vapor power plant works on the principle of which cycle? We discussed in the lecture number 2, that is Rankine cycle. So it is a practical cycle again. Rankine cycle is practical because all plants are working on Rankine cycle. It is a practical cycle. So for vapor power cycle, which one is the reference cycle? That is again Carnot vapor power cycle. Carnot vapor power cycles. So whenever you see the word Carnot, assume that it is a reference cycle or it is an ideal cycle. It is also called ideal cycle, okay, or reference cycle. Now in this topic today, Carnot vapor power cycle is a topic. So we will discuss now what is Carnot vapor power cycle definition. Okay, I will write the definition now. What is the definition of Carnot vapor power cycle? Is Carnot vapor power cycle, or in general, what is Carnot cycle? In general you can write it is an ideal cycle which has or which produce or gives maximum efficiency or maximum work. Very important point. If somebody asks you what is Carnot cycle, it is an ideal cycle which has maximum efficiency or maximum work. And one more point is added in the Carnot cycle. I will write that word. In the Carnot cycle, the properties of working fluid will not change. The properties of working fluid does not change. Okay, that is Carnot vapor power cycle or Carnot engine, Carnot cycle. And dear students, now just you observe here in the module number 1, which is the working fluid? Working fluid is air. Understood? And in the module number 2, which was the working fluid? The working fluid is gas. But here in the module number 3, the working fluid is what? Again, vapor. Understood? So this is different cycle compared to 1 and 2 chapters. So now today we will further continue the Carnot vapor power cycle. Understood? What is the doubt? Because one student has asked, sir, Carnot cycle in model 1 also Carnot is there, model 2 also Carnot, model 3 which have to explain in the exam. And dear students, Carnot is ideal cycle and as well as for practical. It will apply for practical. It is a reference cycle. And dear students, one more important, Carnot reference cycle, ideal cycle. One more name for this Carnot cycle, it is reversible cycle. Reversible cycle. I am writing here. So it is also reversible cycle. It is an ideal cycle as well. It is a reference cycle. So these are 3 points. Okay. Now next I will give this page number 1. So now I will go to next page number 2. So Carnot vapor cycle. This is what brief about Carnot vapor cycle. Now we will discuss the difference between Carnot and vapor power cycle. Carnot vapor power cycle and Rankine power cycle. That is what there is in your syllabus copy. Now this topic we will discuss comparison of Carnot and Rankine cycles. At the same time we will discuss the drawbacks as well. Okay. At the same time, we will discuss Carnot vapor power cycle as well. Okay. Now I will write one side the Rankine cycle. That is what we discussed in the lecture number 2. Rankine cycle. And one more side we will write Carnot cycle. Okay. Inside I have written Rankine cycle. One side I have written Carnot cycle. So these two with respect to vapor power cycle or gas power cycle in this chapter. So these two are with respect to vapor power cycle. Here also vapor power cycle I will write, and here also with respect to vapor power cycle. Some books they will write VAPOUR and some books they can write VAPOR. Both are correct. Some Greek. Okay. Vapor power cycles. Now I will draw a Rankine cycle. First point, the difference is, and this question is asked 3 times in the VTU exam, VTU question paper. This is asked in the year December 2017, January 2018. Question number 3B. The subject code is 15 ME 43. And similarly June July 2015. Very important question. June July 2015. And this question is also asked in the year June July 2018. June July 2018. Okay, the subject code is 15 ME 43. 15 ME 43 for 8 marks, for 6 marks, or for 4 marks. It depends upon the marks you explain in the exam. Okay, so now Rankine cycle, Carnot cycle, I have made 2 columns. First I will write the Rankine cycle. First point in the Rankine cycle is, what I will write? First, it consists of how many components? 4 components. How many components? 4 components. Which are those components? First one is boiler. Okay. Second one is turbine. So this turbine is coupled to generator. So it will be coupled to the condenser C. Again it will be connected to the pump. Okay, this is four major components. One, this is the direction of the cycle. So B stands for boiler, and P stands for pump, and C for condenser, T for the turbine, that is steam turbine. Okay, so in the first Rankine cycle, the heat, so I will take this is a point number 1, this is point number 2, this is point number 3, point number 4. Okay, simultaneously I will discuss the process as well as the Carnot vapor power cycle. So in the boiler, heat is added, that is heat supplied. So in the condenser, heat is rejected, that is QR. Okay, in the turbine, work is done by the turbine, that is WT. Okay, so on the pump, work is supplied, I will write WP. Okay, so clockwise is the direction of the Rankine cycle. Okay, so first now we will make the processes. We will make the process names. So process 1 to 2 I will write. Process 1 to 2. What is the name of the 1 to 2 process? It is a reversible adiabatic compression process. Reversible adiabatic compression. It is also called isentropic process. That is 1 to 2. In the pump, it is adiabatic process. In the turbine also adiabatic process. So 2 to 3, important point. Remember 2 to 3 point here. Concentrate here. 2 to 3. So 2 to 3 is heat addition process, that is inside the boiler. So what type of heat addition process inside the boiler takes place? We discuss in the Rankine cycle. It is constant pressure heat addition process. Constant pressure heat addition process inside the boiler. Now I will take pressure which is constant inside the boiler is PB. B stands for boiler, P stands for pressure. It will be this notation will be used for solving the problems. Okay. Similarly, now 2 to 3 is over. 3 to 4, what type of process in the turbine? In the turbine, expansion takes place, that is 3 to 4, exactly opposite to the compression, that is reversible adiabatic expansion process. Reversible adiabatic expansion process. It is also called as isentropic. isentropic process. That is 3 to 4. Now 4 to 1. 4 to 1 is again condensation process which takes place in the condenser C. So it is, that is called heat rejected. So what type of process? Again it is constant pressure but inside condenser. So I will represent as PC, that is 4 to 1. 4 to 1 is what type of process? It is constant pressure heat rejection or added. It is a rejection, heat rejection process. This is the diagram. So we will make columns. Okay, so this is Rankine cycle. Now we will draw vapor power cycle as well, Carnot vapor power cycle. So inside Carnot vapor power cycle, again same 4 components. There is no change in the components. So first component is boiler B. Second component is turbine, that is steam turbine in this chapter because it is a vapor, that is steam. So turbine is coupled to generator and condenser C, and between condenser and boiler we will fix one pump. Okay, that is pump is P. So this is the direction of the cycle. Now it is, I will write here Carnot, here it is Rankine. Block diagram, this is called block diagram. I will write here block diagram of Carnot vapor cycle. Here it is block diagram of Rankine cycle. So based on the block diagram, you can see that both are same. There is no difference between this. We will go next step. We will come to the point what is the difference between these two. So in the boiler, again heat is added. So in the boiler heat is added, that is QS. So I will take the pressure in the boiler is PB, boiler pressure. So in the condenser heat is rejected, that is QR. So pressure inside the condenser I will take PC. I don't know whether constant pressure is there or variable pressure is there, I don't know, but pressure inside the condenser I will take PC, pressure inside the boiler I will take PB. Okay, now this is point number 1. I will take, this is point number 1, 1 to 2, sorry 1, 1. This is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Same notations I have taken to avoid the confusion between these two. So 1 to 2, 1 to 2, same. Here is a pump, boiler. Okay, now same work is done on the pump in the Carnot cycle as well. Work done on the pump WP, work done by the turbine is WT. And dear students, keep in mind turbine will be insulated throughout, everywhere. Here also turbine is insulated. So because Q should be 0. So that's the same point we discussed in the lecture number 2. So there is, don't become confused. In the steam turbine, turbines are insulated. Now almost both are same. So what is the difference is? Difference is in the process. So first process I will write again processes. So 1 to 2. 1 to 2, that is inside the pump. Work is done on the pump. So what type of work is done on the pump is same reversible adiabatic compression process. So both are same? Yes, both are same. Yes, both are same. So next go to 2 to 3. So 2 to 3 is what type of process? It is heat supplied. So heat supplied 2 to 3 in the Carnot cycle, it is at constant temperature, that is isothermal. isothermal, that is constant temperature here. So temperature of the boiler I will take TH because entire cycle heat is added in the boiler. It is a common sense that temperature will be more in the boiler only. Understood? Because heat is added. In here heat is rejected, some amount of here is also heat will go outside, here also some amount of heat will come outside. So it is 2 to 3 is constant temperature process. So constant temperature process is also called, anybody guess? Constant temperature is isothermal, correct. Constant temperature heat addition process. And dear students, I will write here isothermal heat addition, isothermal process. And dear students, what is the another name of constant pressure heat addition process? Anybody will guess what is name? Constant pressure is also called isobaric. Very good. Isobaric procedure, correct. Isobaric procedure. Next, so 2 to 3 is over. So 3 to 4 again expansion in the turbine. Okay, we will discuss the what is the condition at point number 3, whether it is high pressure or high temperature, steam or water, we will discuss later. Okay, so 3 to 4 is expansion process. So I will write here 3 to 4. What type of expansion? Exactly opposite to the pump. So it is reversible adiabatic expansion process. Reversible adiabatic expansion process. And dear students, one thing you remember, once again I will explain you, the Carnot cycle is also called reversible. It is a reversible cycle or ideal. Reversible or ideal cycle. So all processes are reversible and this should be reversible. How will you write now? Reversible constant temperature heat addition process, and this should be reversible. And 4 to 1 last process, 4 to 1 heat is rejected. What type of heat is rejected is exactly opposed to same. So reversible isothermal heat rejection process. So isothermal heat rejection is also called constant temperature process. So there is some difference between Carnot and Rankine cycle only in the heat addition. Here constant temperature heat addition, here constant pressure heat addition. In the heat rejection, here it is constant temperature heat rejection, here it is constant pressure heat rejection. So the two difference we got, otherwise almost remaining everything is same. Now coming back to the third difference is in point number 1, in the Rankine cycle, point number 1, the condition of the working fluid is it is pure water, H2O. So what is condition? What will be the pressure? It is low pressure and low temperature. LP, low pressure, low temperature water. Now I will say words. So low pressure, low temperature water enters inside the pump. Okay, the pump will push the fluid from low pressure, low temperature or from ground level to the top level. So once the pump increases or push the fluid, it will convert into high pressure, high temperature. So water will be there, same. There is no change in the phase of the working fluid. The water, here is also water, here is also water. Now this high pressure, high temperature water passes through the boiler in which heat is added at constant pressure, okay, that is PB, boiler pressure. So the water will be converted to steam. Slowly the water starts converting. Here 100% water, again 80%, 70, 60, 50. So percentage of water will be converted into percentage of steam. Here we will get superheated steam. Superheated steam you will get. Superheated steam. So what will be the pressure and temperature? Again same, high pressure, high temperature. I will write here HP and HT. High pressure, high temperature, superheated steam passes through in the turbine. Here expansion takes place. Due to expansion, the high pressure, high temperature, superheated steam will be converted to low pressure, low temperature steam. Low pressure, low temperature steam. And dear students, here it is not 100% steam, some amount of water will be there. So I will write some, only 10% to 20%. I will write H2O. Understood? If it is practical cycle, sometimes it is mixture of both steam and water will be there. But in some cases, if the error are less, friction will be there. So no percentage of water will be there. Sometimes it is pure steam. But in 90% or 80% of the cycles, it is mixture of both. So if you explain with water, if you not explain with water also, no problem. Again the cycle repeats. Within 10 seconds of time I will explain once again. So low pressure, low temperature water enters to the pump. So pump the fluid from reservoir, low reservoir to high reservoir. So due to pumping process, the low pressure working fluid become high pressure, low temperature will become high temperature water. So this high pressure, high temperature water enters inside the boiler. So boiler heat addition takes place. This heat addition is at constant pressure. So due to heat addition, this water will be converted into steam, and properties of the steam will be remain same, high pressure, high temperature. And this high pressure, high temperature superheated, remember I am using the word superheated. This superheated steam passes through the turbine. Here expansion takes place. So due to expansion, the energy releases, that energy will be converted in terms of work. So high pressure steam will become low pressure, high temperature steam will become low temperature, and here steam, here is also steam. But sometimes the condensation takes place inside the turbine. The condensation takes place. So due to condensation, steam will be converted into water. Nice, only 10%, not more than that, but almost it will be steam only. The percentage of steam is more. Again, here low pressure, low temperature steam enters inside the condenser. So condenser will use some working fluid, cold water, cooling tower. Okay, here the steam will be condensed to water. So low pressure, again low pressure. So the condensation process is again at constant pressure that we have written here. Okay. So coming back to the Carnot vapor power cycle. So what is the difference between Rankine and here at point number 1? And dear students, at point number 1, see here at point number 1, it is a mixture of, here at point number 1 it is mixture of water and steam. Understood? In the Carnot cycle it is mixture of water and steam. So the pump lift the mixture of water and steam at what pressure? It is low pressure. What temperature? Low temperature. So low pressure, low temperature mixture of both water and steam enters or passes to the boiler. So once at point number 2, after the pump it will become high pressure, high temperature So there is no change in the working fluid. Here what will be the working fluid? Same working fluid will be there. Here it is mixture of H2O, that is water and steam. Water and steam. So this high pressure, high temperature water mixture and steam will enters inside the boiler, pass to the boiler, in which heat is added, that is what isothermal process. So due to heat addition process, the temperature is again same because it is isothermal constant temperature process. So there is no change in the temperature. Okay, now at point number 3 you will get it is not superheated because we are not increasing the temperature. If you are increasing the temperature here, the steam will become superheated, but it is constant temperature. I will write here. Shall I write here? Okay, constant temperature process. So constant temperature, so whatever the temperature is here, same temperature should be here. So when the temperature is constant, there is no question of increasing the quality of the steam. Here it will be steam, here it will be steam. I will write here steam. Steam. Again question arises, sir, water is there. This water will be converted into steam because we are adding the heat. Okay, so here it is complete 100% steam, there is no water. Understood? So this steam enters inside the turbine. Okay, so expansion takes place. So due to expansion, the temperature and pressure decreases. Here I will write high pressure, high temperature steam, because there is no change in the pressure, there is no change in the temperature as well. So high pressure, high temperature steam enters turbine, it will become low pressure, low temperature steam only. Steam 90%, but due to heat rejection, even 100% insulation is not possible. That we agreed, we have decided already. So 100% heat controlling or heat what you call it, insulation is not possible. So some amount of heat will go outside. Due to heat rejection process, some steam will be condensed to water, so slight some amount of water will be there. So I will write here water also, H2O. Understood? So H2O because it is a mixture of steam. Again steam and water enter inside the condenser. Sir, you can ask a question, sir, here is also steam, water, it is mixture of both. Here is also water and steam. How the condensation takes place? Dear students, here the percentage of steam will be more. Here, for example, 90% steam will be there, 10% water will be there, remaining is water. But here is not like that. Here 10% steam will be there, 90% water will be there. That is, steam is condensed inside the condenser to water. Doesn't mean that exactly same working fluid will be carried out. Not like that. Okay. So now we'll come back to the difference. See, third difference is here it is a mixture of both. Correct. It is mixture of water and steam at point number 1. But here it is only water. In the Rankine cycle it is only water, but here it is mixture of water and steam. Similarly at point number 3. Go to point number 3. So what is point number 3? Here it is superheated steam. But here at point number 3, what is steam? It is only a dry steam, just saturated steam. Understood? That is one difference. So first difference is constant pressure, constant temperature. That is first difference. Second difference is constant pressure heat rejection, constant temperature heat rejection. Third difference is at input to the pump in the Rankine cycle is water, but in the Carnot cycle it is mixture of steam and water. Third difference. Fourth difference is at input to the turbine. Input to the turbine, here it is superheated steam, but at input to the turbine, here it is only steam. Here it is only steam is there. Okay, so this is four differences between Carnot vapor power cycle and Rankine cycle. In exam they ask with some TS diagram, so we will draw TS diagram for both. Okay, I will draw the TS diagram for Rankine cycle as well as TS diagram for Carnot vapor power cycle. So TS diagram, temperature on y-axis and entropy on x-axis. So I will make two columns again. Two columns again, temperature on y-axis and entropy along x-axis. So entropy or enthalpy, TH diagram or TS diagram we will call it as temperature. So here it is enthalpy or entropy. S stands for entropy. Here it is temperature T. So what is the left side cycle? What is the name of this left side? So Rankine cycle. I will write here, this is TS diagram for Rankine cycle. This is TS diagram for Carnot cycle. So when you draw TS diagram, first thing you should draw a dome shaped curve lines. One is that is called saturated liquid line and saturated vapor line. Here is also same, saturated liquid line, saturated vapor line. In this chapter you remember this is 100% compulsory. When you draw TS diagram, you must draw one dome shaped two curves. One line indicates, this line indicates saturated liquid line and this line indicates saturated vapor line. Here is also same. So the point which separates these 2 points, that is here, that is called critical point. Critical point. Here is also same. I will not write it once again here. Okay. Now we will draw the TS diagram. First we will start with 1 to 2. So in the Rankine cycle, where is the Rankine cycle? Left side. In the Rankine cycle, okay, here it is working fluid is purely water, correct, H2O. So H2O, this is liquid line. Liquid is nothing but H stands for here. So this point number 1 should be on liquid line. Liquid is nothing but water, remember. Okay, liquid is nothing but water here, H2O. Okay, one hint I will give, remember the hint. Okay, so the reason left side of the liquid line is water, that is H2O. The reason or the space REGION, not REASON. Okay, the space on the right side of this vapor line, it is pure vapor. But the reason, the space between these two, it is mixture of water, that is liquid, and vapor. It is a combination of both. Okay, so liquid and vapor, this reason it is vapor and this is water. So now coming back to the TS diagram, point number 1 here. So in point number 1, here it is water, understood, purely it is water. Okay, so point number 1 is water, so I have placed on liquid line. If it is water and steam mixture, I could have saved between these two if it is mixture of water and steam, but I have not placed the point number 1 in this region because it is pure water. So water is here. So 1 to 2 is which process? Adiabatic, reversible adiabatic or isentropic. So in the isentropic, constant entropy, C is equal to S. So constant entropy process will be represented by vertical line because S is constant. S is entropy, S is constant, so I will represent it by vertical line. So 1 to 2. Okay, next it should be straight line, it should be straight vertical line. Okay, next 2 to 3. So 2 to 3 is heat addition process, that is inside the boiler. So 2 to 3 is heat addition process, that is inside the boiler. So inside the boiler, what type of heat addition? It is constant pressure process. As I told you in the lecture number 2, there are 3 parts. One is economizer, evaporator, superheater in the boiler. So first we will represent economizer. Okay, I will take different colors of this, so it will become easy. So this is one part, both look same almost. Sorry, we'll take one more color. Okay, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So here one more line I will draw, horizontal line, and it is superheater. So this part is economizer, evaporation, and superheater, that is 2 to 3. So this is point number 3. And dear student, 2 to 3 is heat added, that is inside the boiler. 2 to 3 here. At the same time you compare the block diagram as well as the TS diagram. Okay, next 3 to 4. Okay, 3 to 4 is which process? It is expansion process. Expansion, what type of expansion it is? What type of expansion? Reversible adiabatic expansion process. So reversible adiabatic expansion will be represented by vertical line, straight line. Okay, but remember at the end, that is point number 4, whether it is purely steam or mixture of both. Yes, it is mixture of both. So if it is mixture of both, the point number 4 should be lies between these two lines, because it is liquid and vapor, mixture of both. If should not place on vapor line, if it is placed on vapor line, it is purely steam, and you don't take towards right side also, because it is not vapor region. So it is mixture of both. So I will draw one vertical line. So point number 4. So, and you can ask a question, sir, why you are not drawing again inclined line? Because in the turbine only some percentage of steam will be condensed to water. Here percentage of steam will be 90%, only 10% steam will be there. So that is point number 4 is just nearer to the vapor. Again 4 to 1 is constant pressure process. So constant pressure process. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So all process we have shown. Okay, so one question I asked in the lecture number 2, sir, here temperature is there, this is horizontal line, so temperature is constant, but 4 to 1 is constant pressure process. Why? What is the difference? What is the reason behind it? I asked in the lecture number 2. You give your answers in the Google Classroom comment. Okay, otherwise when you come back in Zoom class online discussion, we will discuss about that answer. So 4 to 1. Now I will represent all process. So what is the 4 to 1? 4 to 1 is heat rejected process, QR. What is 1 to 2? 1 to 2 is work done on the pump. What is 3 to 4? 3 to 4 is work done by the turbine. What is 2 to 3? 2 to 3 is entirely heat addition process. Yes students, 2 to 3 is entirely heat addition process. So I will write here QR. All these are QR, heat addition, up to point number 3. Here it is QR. So QR is, this is inside the boiler. So 2 to 3 inside the boiler. So I will write here it is boiler pressure, P B. Very good. PB. P stands for pressure inside the boiler. That is 2 to 3 from here to here. Again 3 to 4. So what is 4 to 1? 4 to 1 is in a condenser. So in the condenser we will call it as pressure inside the condenser. That is PC. Okay. So efficiency equation we have derived in the last class. I will not take much time to derive it again. So efficiency of Rankine cycle is equal to work done by the turbine minus work done on the pump divided by heat supplied. So if you put to the value H3 minus H4 minus H2 minus H1 divided by heat supplied is H3 minus H2. Why I will give one more time. So 3 to 4 I will explain. 3 to 4. So 3 to 4 is work done on the turbine. So work done on the turbine. So highest enthalpy minus lowest enthalpy. Highest temperature is nothing but highest enthalpy. Lowest temperature is nothing but lowest temperature. Because this is low temperature. This is point number 3 is high temperature. Okay. When you have high temperature, obviously enthalpy will be more. Okay. Similarly for the pump. Pump is here 1 to 2. Which point is more? Point number 1 is more or point number 2 is more? Just comparison. So obviously correct. Point number 2 is more. So enthalpy at point number 2 will be more. So H2 minus H1. So okay, divided by heat supplied. Heat supplied is between 2 to 3. So 2 to 3. 3 point is more. So enthalpy at point 3 will be more. So H3 minus H2. Because enthalpy at point number 2 will be less. Okay. This is efficiency of the Rankine cycle. Okay. Now same TS diagram we will do for Carnot cycle. So Carnot cycle is what? It is a air standard or gas turbine. Here it is. We are discussing our vapor power cycle. Okay, don't forget to write here. Rankine cycle is obviously it is vapor power cycle. Okay, common sense. It is understood that. Okay, now TS diagram for Carnot cycle. Carnot is here. So Carnot is here. Vapor power cycle. So point number 1 is here. So now at point number 1, what is a condition? Whether it is pure water or pure steam or mixture of both. Yes, it is mixture of both. So H2O and steam. So mixture of both means will you represented on this line or on the vapor line or between these two? Correct. In some students' mind it is not going inside. So critical point. So this is liquid line. This is vapor line. In between these two, this mixture of both. So in Carnot cycle, at point number 1, that is before the pump, it is mixture of both. So point number 1 I will take somewhere here. You can ask a question, sir, why you have taken here, why you are not taking in this region? Dear students, input to the pump, the percentage of water is more. 90% H2O, I have written here 90% H2O. So H2O is more, steam percent is less, because water andre idu, water content should be more. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಹತ್ರ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. I have represented here. So I will take point number 1. So 1 to 2 is reversible adiabatic. You have written here. Adiabatic is also called isentropic. Obviously it should be vertical line. The point number 2 should touch the vapor line, because here it is H2O and steam. Because you can ask a question, sir, here the point number 2 is touches the vapor line, but you are written here H2O and steam. And dear students, here almost 90%, not 90, 99% water will be there. So steam is only slight percentage of water will be there. If you neglect also, no problem. If you neglect also, no problem. Here steam will be not there. So 100% it is water only. That is the reason we are touching here. But in industry, in industry, the plants will not work on the Carnot cycle because it is an ideal. Okay. So point number 2 is here. Next, 2 to 3. So 2 to 3 is which process? It is constant temperature process. So constant temperature process will be represented by horizontal line. Now I am taking towards right. You can ask a question, why you are not taking towards left? Because due to heat addition, the water will be converted into steam. So water will be converted into steam. The line should go towards vapor line. This is vapor line. Here it is water line or liquid line. Liquid line. Obviously it is saturated. Saturated. Okay, 2 to 3. Here I will write point number 3. Arrow mark. Okay. So point number 3 touches the vapor line. Why it touches the vapor line? Because it is steam. This is steam line, no? Steam andru vande, vapor andru vande. Both are same. Vapor or steam touches the stream. If in some problems when you are doing numericals, he will give the pressure, the working fluid at the outlet of the boiler is mixture of both steam and water. Then we will take on the left hand side. Here somewhere here we will stop. But here we have assumed that it is steam. So here this point touches the line. So 3 to 4 is again reversible adiabatic. So I will draw straight vertical downward. Why it is downward? Because expansion is taking place. Due to expansion, temperature decreases. This is high temperature and this is low temperature. So due to expansion, temperature decreases. Due to compression, temperature increases. That is upward arrow mark. This is downward arrow mark. Similarly here is also downward arrow mark. Okay. So 4 to 1. 4 is here. 4 to 1 is again it is constant temperature process. So 4 to 1. Okay. Here heat supplied, heat rejected, work done by the turbine, work on the pump. Okay, so this is Carnot cycle. This is at low temperature. It is also called pressure inside the condenser. This is pressure inside boiler. Now you will write efficiency equation. Efficiency, yes, efficiency of Carnot cycle is equal to work done divided by heat supplied. Any efficiency you write work done divided by heat supplied. Or it is also we can write in module number 1 we have written heat supplied minus heat rejected divided by heat supplied. This also we have written, correct? So here I will simplify this equation. So heat supplied divided by heat supplied minus heat rejected divided by heat supplied will get cancelled. So 1 minus QR divided by QS. So 1 minus, what is QR? QR is heat rejected. Heat is heat rejected. So in the heat rejected, QR I will write it as T into S4 minus S1 at low temperature. Answer is here. So where is it question? Hege bantu? How you got this equation is here. Note this equation how you have written is QR is equal to TdS, because in the basic thermodynamics you have studied second law of thermodynamics. Q is equal to TdS or ds is equal to dq by t. Second law of thermodynamics, Clausius inequality statement. Remember? Yes, correct. So according to Clausius inequality statement, Q is equal to TdS. Here it is heat rejected. Heat rejected is from 4 to 1. 4 to 1. Temperature is constant 4 to 1 because it is isothermal. So at what temperature? Low temperature. So TL. So ds is nothing but change in entropy between 4 to 1. Which entropy is more here? This is S1. This is S4. Which entropy is more? 4 is more. So I will take first S4 minus S1. So this is added here, divided by same, divided by QS. QS is here. What temperature? TH. First I will write TH. Now I will not write how it has come. Okay. So inside the TH 2 to 3 is heat supplied. Which entropy is more? So S4 is equal to S3 because it is vertical line. Same, S4 is equal to S3. S2 is equal to S1 because it is vertical line, straight line. So in place of, I will write here S3 minus S2. So I will substitute 1 minus, okay, 1 minus temperature, low temperature divided by S4 minus S1 as it is divided by high temperature inside the cycle. In the given problem, he will give 400 degrees Celsius is high temperature, 50 degrees Celsius is the low temperature. 400 is high temperature, 50 degrees low temperature. In that case, you will substitute here. Okay. So S3 is also equal to S4. I will write S4, and S1 is also equal to S2. I will write S2. So both, sorry, S2 is equal to S1. S2 is equal to S1. So both the sides, both are same. Okay. Okay. So efficiency of Carnot is equal to 1 minus T low temperature divided by T high temperature. This is the efficiency of Carnot cycle of vapor power cycle. Vapor power cycle. This is the efficiency of Carnot cycle for Rankine cycle. So Rankine cycle is irreversible cycle because it is practical cycle. All practical cycles are irreversible. All ideal cycles are reversible. Reversible cycles. Okay. So this is actually we have covered 3 topics. One is what is Carnot vapor power cycle. If in the exam if they ask explain with the block diagram working of Carnot vapor power cycle, so this right column you have to explain. We have to draw the block diagram, you have to explain, name the process 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1, and you have to derive. You have to draw this TS diagram and derive. If they ask only for Carnot cycle, if they ask difference between these two, you have to explain all this in some short form. And one more is drawbacks of Carnot cycle. They have asked for 4 marks or 2 marks in the question paper. This question paper they ask drawbacks. Drawbacks is what? What is the drawbacks is here. Anyway, I will give the notes also for this. So it will become very difficult to design and pump which operates or pump the fluid. It is a mixture of both water and steam. You will get pump, or we have in market we have only for water, or it is pure for steam. Mixture irodana pump ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ. That is one point. Understood? What is the difference? First drawbacks is it will be very difficult to design a pump which handle mixture of both water and steam. Okay. The second point, second drawback of Carnot, why it is not practically impossible. Why it is not practically impossible is second drawback. Second drawback is 2 to 3 reversible constant temperature heat addition process. What does it mean? He is adding heat and he is saying that temperature should be constant. It is not possible. It is not possible because dq is equal to temperature according to second law. Q is equal to T. As heat is added, temperature also increases. But Carnot has said that I am adding heat to the working substance, but temperature should be constant. It is impossible. Okay, that is second drawback. Third drawback is when you are adding steam, when you are adding heat, the temperature of the steam increases, obviously. So it will be very difficult to maintain dry steam. Just steam maintain ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, superheated steam ಅಲ್ಲ. If you supply heat also, it should be steam only, not superheated. So it is also very difficult. 100% it will convert to superheated steam in the practical cycle. So that is the drawbacks. So drawbacks of Carnot cycle and explanation of these two cycles, I will send you notes. Okay. Thank you so much.